We are live, episode 30, the first one of 2025, official like a referee. Whistle! We here. What's good, everybody? Season 2. Yes, I called this a season 2. We just like all them shows. We just like Sopranos. Never watched it. I need to watch it, but I've never watched it. Game of Thrones. I think I'm only on the third season. The Simpsons. Around the same age as I am, I think. South Park. Family Guy. Doug. Rugrats. All That. Fresh Prince. Martin. In Living Color. Landman, which is what we're watching right now. I almost said Landmine. I get that name confused, but we all like them shows, except I think we a little bit more than Landman. Although Landman is insane. It's still only one episode. When y'all gonna drop that ninth one? We fiending for that ninth one, right? Oh, it's back. Oh my goodness, been fighting a sickness, you know what I mean? God, it's called work coming back. But anyways, episode 30, first one of 2025, first one of season 2. Locked in, ready to rock, and ready to roll. Let's talk NFL. NFL season. We got one more week. We got one more week for the NFL. And I think we need to talk about the playoff picture, right? Heading into this last week of the NFL season, okay? Because I feel like that's like, it's about to get real interesting here. So let's look at the AFC. The AFC, we have clinch spots. Shout out to coffee in the middle of the day. We got the Chiefs, number 1 seed. The Bills, number 2. The Texans in number 4. And then what? Steelers, Ravens, Chargers. Let's see. We could still get, who is it? It'd probably be what, the Broncos, the Dolphins, or the Bengals. So the Broncos, let's see. The Broncos are going to play the Bills. Are the Bills resting? Or no, wait. The Broncos are playing. Who are the Broncos playing? Let me see. Give me a second. I have this up right here. I can't show it on there because I don't want, everyone to see. But the Broncos are going to play Kansas City. Oh, excuse me. So what? They're going to play Carson Wentz. If I'm correct, right? Carson Wentz is going to be the quarterback at Kansas City right now. Let's see. So the Broncos could beat them. The Chargers are facing the Raiders. The Chargers should win. Hurts me to say. The Dolphins are playing the Jets. The Dolphins should beat the Jets. The Bengals. The Bengals are playing Pittsburgh on Saturday. Big game. Big game. Ravens and Browns are Saturday too. The spread for the Ravens and Browns is like Ravens should win by 21. That's insane. It feels like the Browns are in the same category as my Raiders, so we're all kind of screwed. I think it's likely going to be the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, the Texans, the Chargers, Steelers, and probably Broncos. If that's how it goes, the Chiefs get a bye. We get Chargers, Texans, Steelers, Ravens, Bills, Broncos. This whole season has felt like Kansas City's to win. It feels like it's almost set up for Kansas City to three-peat. I've been telling people I know all year, Kansas City's going to win. It's going to set up this amazing Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes three-peat. Travis Kelce's going to retire. The closing shot of the Super Bowl is going to be what the NFL probably gets as the most viral moment they've ever had. It'll probably be Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift kissing. After his retirement, he goes off into the sunset. So I still think that has a possibility to happen, but if I have it my way, I would love for it to be the Bills or the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. I feel like the Bills, it would finally solidify Josh Allen as possibly the best quarterback in the league. More on that kind of stuff later. NFC. Looking at the NFC, the NFC is it's wild how the North has so many spots, right, for the NFC. The North, like who would have thought that a few years ago? You know, what we have. Let's see. Let's just talk about the teams that are guaranteed to be in the playoffs. We have the Eagles, the Commanders, the Lions, Vikings, Packers, the Rams, and now it's possibly going to be either the Bucks or the Falcons. um, Atlanta plays Carolina. Atlanta should beat Carolina. Let's see, who do the Bucks play? They play the Saints. It'll be a good game. Hopefully the Bucks win. I'm really hoping it's the Bucks out of that group. If that's the case. That's the case, we would have what? The Lions. If the Lions beat the Vikings, I think the Lions are going to beat the Vikings. The Lions are the 1 seed and they get a bye. That would then give us the Rams against the Vikings, the Commanders against the Bucks, and the Packers against the Eagles. Wow, Packers Eagles, what a good first round matchup. Man, I hope it's Detroit. I've been telling people that I think it's Detroit. That Detroit's gonna win it, and man, people just don't like it. They're like, no way, it's not gonna happen. I don't know. I hope it happens. NFL playoffs. I love it. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be great. Other NFL news is they've talked about their Pro Bowl. There's been Pro Bowl selection. For the AFC, you got Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson in your quarterbacks. For running back, you got Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Jonathan Taylor. Fullback is Patrick Ricard. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Jerry Jeudy, Nico Collins, and Zay Flowers. Tight ends, Brock Bowers, Travis Kelce, of course. Your tackles, Deion Dawkins, Laramie Tunsil, Rashawn Slater. Guards, Quentin Nelson, Joe Thuney. Sounds like a student had. Trey Smith. And your centers are Creed Humphrey, what a name, and Tyler Linderbaum. DNs, Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, and Max Crosby. Yeah. Cameron Hayward, Chris Jones. Hell of a word. I'll just try to do his last name. Maribiku. I can't say old boy's name. Sorry, man. Outside linebacker, Nick Benito. Not like a Mexican Benito. Not like my raza Benito. TJ Watt, Khalil Mack still doing the damn thing. You got Raekwon Smith, Zaire Franklin, Derek Stingley Jr. I was doing great. Patrick Surtain II, Marlon Humphrey, Denzel Ward, Minka Fitzpatrick, Kyle Hamilton, Derwin James, Ross Madisick, Logan Cook, Chris Boswell, special teams, and Marvin Mims Jr. Brendan Schooler. All right, let's go to NFC. This is going to be a good clip. Quarterback, Jared Goff, Jaden Daniels, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, man, good Lord. Shout outs to the guy. He's going to get a big contract going from being a backup to being the guy. That's how we do it. That is football dreams, baby. That is football dreams. Saquon, Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs. Damn, Josh Jacobs, one hurts. Kyle Juisic. Sorry, man. I'd probably have to ask the student how they say that. Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, C.D. Lamb, and Terry McLaurin. George Kittle, Trey McBride, Lane Johnson, Penny Sewell, probably. Tristan Wirfs, Landon Dickerson, Tyler Smith, Chris Lindstrom, Frank Ragnow, Cam Jurgens, Nick Boza, Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, Jalen Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Vita. Sounds like a no comment. Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jared verse. What kind of verse you saying? Psalms? Just kidding. Anyways, Fred Warner, Zach Bond, Jalen Johnson, Byron Murphy, J.C. Horn, Devin Witherspoon, Xavier McKinney, Budda Baker, Brian Branch, and here we go, special teams. Andrew DePaulo, Jack Fox, Brandon Aubrey, Cavante Turpin, and Kadero Hodge. You know what's crazy? I'm saying all these names, but let's be honest here. The Pro Bowl ain't meant diddly in years. It ain't meant nothing. Like, I don't know. It's just interesting. Yeah. It hasn't meant nothing, and there was a few snubs too, where people are like, you know, mad that they didn't make. Not they weren't mad, but it was surprising. Like Patrick Mahomes didn't make it. Arguably the most important football player in the world. Yeah, they didn't make it. Yeah. I'm very surprised he didn't make it. I guess this is like the first time since he's been a starter he hasn't made the Pro Bowl. This isn't like his best year ever, but man, wild. Even Danielle Hunter for the Texans, who is second in the league in sacks, didn't make it. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Pro Bowl has become like flag football, so it's very hard to watch. Stuff like this is like, we'll talk about the NBA All-Star Game in a little bit, but like, these are not fun to watch. Like, there's, I don't know. Like, it's almost like who cares, right? It sounds bad to say, but like, that's kind of what it's gotten to. And speaking of who cares, in a way, that's how this season has felt, and that's my Las Vegas Raiders. We're heading into the final week of the season. Technically, right now, we would be the 8th overall pick. And, man, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of things going on. I don't know what we're going to do. I'll be honest with you guys. Us losing or winning has not helped. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. I don't think we can go lower than 10. So we'll see. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't think Antonio Pierce stays. They might, honestly, because we're not going to get Shador. I don't want Cam Ward. Cam Ward's a quitter. I don't want him. So I could see them trying to get Sam Darnold if he's available. If he's not available, that means if the Vikings get signed Darnold, that means JJ McCarthy will be open. Like, they'd be open to trade him. I'd go after JJ McCarthy. You could also get, depending on who enters the draft, I know Milroe just declared, I believe, today. If Ewers from Texas declares, I think their second round pick's considered right now. Get them in the second, that'd probably be good. I know everybody's high on Beck. That's because we got Brock Bowers as well, so like that makes sense. But I don't know, maybe second or third for him. Justin Fields is out there, who I still feel like is super talented, and Justin Fields won't be re-signed by the Steelers likely. So I don't know. We'll see what they do. I don't know. Like, the Raiders have me worried. Honestly, like, I'm not one of those Raiders fans that's gonna make up like all of these dreams and hopes. This has been like the worst year to watch the Raiders ever in my life. I'm 34 years old, and it has single-handedly been the worst year to watch the Raiders. I hope we do better. It could be worse. Jamarcus Russell years are pretty bad, but this year, like, it was crazy because the hype going into it, and then like nothing. Even though we had Gardner Minshew, and like, let's be real, he was never the answer. But man, it was a tough year. I don't know. I hope it gets better. Let's talk a little NBA. NBA's TV ratings are down tremendously. Um, you know, I feel like basketball in general have had a dip in ratings. Um, my goodness, men's college basketball was down. Like, you can also just argue that cable viewership is down. Like, cable viewership has to be down. Um, it's crazy because like you'll hear people argue that back in their day, and I'll be honest, this is like an old head thing. They'll argue that, man, when they used to watch basketball, it was just so much better, right? And I just think to myself, like, no, it was just different. I don't know if it was better. I just think it was different. The athletes aren't better. The rules are different too. Those need to be taken into account. The rules are different. And it's tough because like how can you tell people that, oh man, your game's trash, or oh the league, I'll say NBA's trash. Is it? And the reason I say is it, and it's hard to say that, is because they're making more money than ever. I'm not saying it either of like an inflation thing. Like their TV rights deals making a ton of money. Um all over the place, like overseas, like people are wanting them like crazy. The cities that are wanting expansion, like Las Vegas and Seattle, are coming. But then there's overseas, like they want to do international play more. There's a lot going on, and I know everybody's like, it's the threes, and you know what? That's what was popular, and that's why people are shooting threes because it was popular. Like it's a popular thing. Like Steph Curry was the guy, pretty much when all these guys were growing up, most of them. And it's not always like like they loved Kobe. Like I bet they like Kobe, but they must have not loved his game a ton because not a lot of people play like Kobe. No one attacks the rim ever. Rarely anymore. Some guys do. Some guys got an old school game. Um, it's tough too because the All Star game is really hard to watch. Just like I said earlier with the Pro Bowl, but the All Star game used to actually be fun. It used to be the one All Star type game that like people would love. Like they were so competitive down to the wire. Like now they're terrible. Like truth be told, like no one cares. No one puts effort. The players talk about this. And that's my biggest thing on when it comes to that is if the players are talking about no one cares, then why are you doing it? Like why would you keep doing something that the players don't care about? So why should the fans care about it? Like I can't give no I probably won't watch it this year. Like why would I? I'd just be hurting myself, right? It'd be stupid. But their viewership is down. It's weird too because, I work with kids. I'm a teacher and they watch the NBA. A lot of them. They like basketball. They think all those guys are cool in the league. So, you know, it is what it is. They can't just, I don't know, baseball analogy. They can't just put a cork in the back and excuse me, and get more home runs. Like, they can't move. What are they going to do? Move the 3-point arc back to make it harder? Like, I don't know. They got to do something to make it more engaging for fans. Like, truth be told, I've heard other NBA legends say this. It's not competitive. Like, these guys don't care as much. They don't, it sounds weird. They don't almost like hate each other. Like, there's no anger or aggression to each other. Like, they're all buddies. This is the AAU, AAUification of the league. And this is the same with football, too. It's the same thing with football too, man. That's the issue is that all these camps and all these extra leagues, and we don't care about high school basketball, middle school basketball. We just go play AAU. It's kind of ruining the kids, to be honest. And I might sound like an old head myself saying that, but I don't know. It is what it is. Although I think it is funny that these media rights people buying the NBA stuff, I don't know if they're actually getting their money back. I think they're overpaying for basketball. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about NIL. I think the Sugar Bowl's finally going on, right? Is that what it is? Notre Dame. Notre Dame's playing right now. Penn State, right? I believe it's already started. It's almost over probably by the time I'm recording. And I do want to talk a little NIL. I think NIL is an interesting topic because it just came out recently that if you look overall, like money isn't crazy amongst every college athlete, right? And most of the money is to college football athletes. But the hard part I think about NIL is it screws colleges over. I think of like a young local state school that gets this young kid who's really good and he balls out for them. He's gone the next year, not to like go try and go on transfer to another team for to play and get in the NFL. No, he's going because I just offered you $2 million. Like Ewers out of Texas, they're saying has been offered $6 million to go transfer to another team instead of go in the draft. $6 million. He's never played a down in the pro sports. I I think it's cool that they're finally getting paid because their likeness gets used for everything, especially the football ones. Like most colleges make their money off the football program, but it's kind of ruined like college sports. Like the athletes don't care; it's all about money already. Everything's about money, which is crazy. Like they taught them that concept of life. Like everything's about money. I got to get this now. They've never even played in the league. Like they've never even played with another grown man and figured out like, oh man, their skill set is much better than mine. And they're just trying to get what they can now, and then they're going to go off into nothingness. No CFL, no XFL, nothing. I don't know. I wish it changed because it kind of messes up like the bowl games. Like, who cares about the Pop Tart Bowl? Like, who cares? Like, the players don't care. So, me as a viewer, why should I care? Right? Why should I care? Lastly, on episode 30, let's talk real quick about upcoming UFC events. Let's see. The first UFC event of the year is January 11th. At the Apex, got Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas 2. It's a fight night card. To be honest, it's not that great. But hey, we'll watch, right, guys? We'll watch. Because it's something. Something. And then finally, on the 18th, the following week, at the Inuit Dome, we get Islam Makhachev against Arman Saruki, and we got Marab versus Umar Nurmagomedov. We got Yuri Borchaska, Jamal Hill. We got Dariush versus Moicano. On the main card is still Kevin Holland and Ritter. Even the prelims are pretty good. You got Almeida and Sergey Spivak. Johnny Walker's fighting. Peyton Talbot. Man, that's going to be a good one. Well, as it gets closer, we'll go into full-on picks. Let's see. Early February, we got in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh season. Israel Adesanya against Imavov, which is a crazy fight because it's the first time Izzy has fought in a non-title fight since probably 2018, 2019. Something crazy like that. Like it's been that long since he's fought a non-title fight, which is just crazy when you think about it. Yeah. Yeah, because he won an interim title in 2019. So it's been 2019, my goodness. 2019 to now, and first non-title fight in forever. Shara Bullet against Venom Page will be sick. Terrence McKinney's fighting. Sergey Pavlovich and Rosenstruck will be fun as well. And then to end February, for me at least, talking about UFC stuff, Strickland Duplessis will rematch for the belt in Australia. So there's some good UFC fights coming up. I am hoping to do a episode to drop next. This one will drop tonight/tomorrow, from second or third. The next one after that will be strictly about pro wrestling and other entertainment. And that will be hopefully on Monday night. I will drop that either probably Tuesday morning. But I'll record Monday night after the first Raw on Netflix. That should be fun. After the first Raw on Netflix is going to be sick. So thank you for listening. Episode 30, 2025. We back, baby. Holla at me. We back. Please go follow me on Instagram. Go follow on TikTok and go subscribe on YouTube, please. YouTube. Thank you. We love you. We out.